Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel, Premiere Next. In this video, you are going to get all information related to updates about Thor 4 review. Having figured out how to leave its monstrous worldwide being a fan in wonderment through a large number of perfect works of art like Avengers Endgame, Thor Ragnarok, Captain America, Civil War and some more, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is apparently going through a dull run as of now, had every one of its expectations nailed to the arrival of the Asgardians, as even the Could of the Sorcerer Supreme bombed in projecting his appeal on the situation of the Creation House. Taika Waititi executive Thor, Love and Thunder had a great deal of commitments on paper, be that as it may, surrendered to the burdens the universe faces in its fourth stage, as little does it ensure anything to watchers to make them crowd to theaters. Coming as a replacement to 2017 Uber blockbuster, Thor, Ragnarok, Thor, Love and Thunder gets from where Avengers Endgame left the past Asgardian sovereign at. As Thor Odinson surrendered his obligations as the king of the first-class Asgardian race and gave them over to his kindred Valkyrie champion, he continued on toward a way of self-revelation, contemplating over his important choices while assisting the Guardians of the Galaxy in their interests to safeguard space. Parallelly, another enemy going by the name Gore that is on a vindictive journey to take out all gods is setting up another cerebral pain for the God of Thunder. What's more, in the interim, the arrival of his old darling, Jane Foster, who evidently saddled the force of Thor's powerful Mjolnir, carries out new turns to the hero actioner. What works Christ Hemsworth as Thor is a monstrous structure. His change from the strong god to an individual looking for his actual self filled a need to the person curve, and he effectively comprises himself as the key pushing force that conveys the film ahead. Supporting Chris Hemsworth are periodic appearances of Chris Pratt, Natalie Portman, Christian Bale, Russell Crowe and some astonishing visitor appearances who make some meaningful difference behind. The USP of the film is, be that as it may, the main bad guy, Gore, depicted by Christian Bale, who effectively dominated practically the whole rest of the cast. Albeit the film is set in a carefree tone, there are sure minutes by Bale which tends to leave the watchers profound and at specific minutes, in any event, pulling for him. Execution-wise, Christian Bale's score can be put among the main 5 wonder bad guys ever, without a doubt. The second element that enthralls the film can be credited to the representation. Whether it be the magnificence and the raving colors in the omnipotent city or the grayish dreadfulness in the shadow realm, one can never neglect to get their eyes off the screen. Thirdly, Natalie Portman as Jane Foster, otherwise known as the Mighty Thor, contributed her fullest to her part in the film. At specific vital points, the whole onus of conveying the plot ahead fell on Portman's shoulders, however she figures out how to get her part right and great. Nonetheless, the screenplay not zeroing in firmly on Foster's personality bent could hose the watcher's sentiments to pull for Lady Thor. What doesn't work, maybe it is on the grounds that the benchmark set by its ancestor, Thor, Ragnarok, was staggeringly high. Love and Thunder could go over too many as neglecting to convey up to the assumptions. Rush and Goosebumps assume a lower priority as sentiment and tomfoolery are the main impetus when Thor gets back to the huge screens for a fourth trip. The screenplay shuffles among tomfoolery and sentiment such a lot of that it bombs ultimately to acquire illegitimate balance, subsequently leaving the crowd with blended sentiments. Furthermore, the characterization is where Thor, Love and Thunder wavers in conveying. The film starts off with some heavenly activity scenes with Thor and the Guardians in charge, be that as it may, after the primary several scenes, there is next to zero notice of the Guardians of the Galaxy. However, at specific basic points, one will expect a crashing entry from them. Nonetheless, rarely does it work out. Progressing forward with the characterization part, both Christian Bale and Natalie Portman set forth laudable exhibitions. Notwithstanding, their personality circular segment was a slight bit powerless that when the end credits roll, one would barely feel to view Gore as an imposing enemy to the God of Thunder, or as though Jane finally accepted reality for what it is she merited. A more grounded plot would have served both these famous exhibitions enough equity. Thirdly, the music office neglected to duplicate the spell cast by Ragnarok as the Foundation's scores during supercharged activity successions or sentiment scenes can be considered inferior. With everything taken into account, Thor, Love and Thunder could be a mixture to resuscitate a disintegrating realistic universe back to its past magnificence. In any case, by swaying between two differentiating story methods, Thor 4 neglects to ensure rewatchable energies to watchers. If you are watching this video on Facebook, please like and subscribe to our page, and if you are watching this video on YouTube, please click on the like button and do subscribe for the latest update.